Have you ever wondered what secrets lie hidden within the ancient walls of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry? Welcome, dear friends, to a magical journey that will carry you into the heart of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Tonight, we invite you to unwind, cozy up, and let the soothing sounds of Asmer and the enchanting ambience of Hogwarts transport you to a world where magic is real and adventure awaits around every corner. Prepare to be mesmerized as we delve into the mysteries of the Chamber of Secrets, a tale filled with suspense, wonder, and breathtaking moments that will gently guide you into a restful slumber. So stay with us until the very end and allow yourself to be immersed in this captivating bedtime story that promises to be as relaxing as it is spellbinding. Harry's return to Hogwarts after a difficult summer was a moment he had been eagerly anticipating. As he boarded the Hogwarts Express at King's Cross Station, a sense of relief washed over him. The sound of the train's whistle echoed softly, signaling the start of a comforting journey back to his magical home. The plush seats and warm wooden panels of the carriage created a cozy atmosphere, while the gentle rocking of the train lulled him into a state of calm. Outside the window, the countryside rolled by in a serene blur of greens and browns, dotted with quaint villages and peaceful farms. The sky painted soft hues of blue and lavender, as if welcoming him back to a world where he truly belonged. Inside the train, the low murmur of conversations and the laughter of friends reuniting added to the soothing ambience. He felt a wave of contentment as he settled into his seat beside his best friends, Ron and Hermione, their presence like a comforting anchor in a sea of uncertainty. The trolley, which soon arrived with an array of delightful treats, filling the air with the sweet scent of chocolate and pastries. Sharing these snacks with his friends, Harry felt a warmth that had been missing all summer. The journey to Hogwarts was more than just a ride. It was a return to safety, friendship, and the enchanting world that had become his sanctuary. As the train chugged along, the softly spoken spells and magical chatter from other compartments made Harry feel at ease, as if each word was a gentle reminder of the extraordinary life that awaited him. The day began to fade into twilight, casting a gentle glow over the landscape. The sight of the castle's towers appearing in the distance, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, filled Harry's heart with joy and anticipation. He knew that within those walls, adventure and intrigue awaited, but for now, he was content to simply savor the tranquil journey, letting it guide him peacefully towards another year of wonder and discovery at Hogwarts. The second practice involves a key principle of Stoicism that enhances resilience. The moon was high in the sky as Harry settled into his four-poster bed in the Gryffindor dormitory. The room was quiet, save for the occasional rustle of the sleeping boys and the gentle creaking of the ancient wooden floors. Just as Harry was drifting off, a soft, peculiar sound caught his attention. It was a faint, pattering noise, unlike anything he had heard before. He opened his eyes to see a small figure standing at the foot of his bed. The creature was no taller than Harry's knee, with large, bat-like ears and bulging green eyes that shone eerily in the moonlight. This was Dobby the house elf. Dobby's voice quivered as he spoke, urging Harry to stay away from Hogwarts this year. The words floated through the air, barely louder than a whisper, yet filled with an unspoken urgency. Harry listened intently, his curiosity and confusion growing with each passing second. The room seemed to grow colder, the shadows deeper, as Dobby's warnings painted a picture of danger and deceit. The air was thick with tension, every sound amplified the soft, cautious footsteps of Dobby on the stone floor, the rustling of the bed curtains, and the distant hooting of an owl outside the castle walls. Harry could feel the weight of the house elf's fear, palpable and unsettling. As the conversation unfolded, a wave of unease washed over Harry. Dobby's cryptic messages hinted at a dark force within Hogwarts, a threat that was as mysterious as it was terrifying. The quiet intensity of the moment was interrupted only by the occasional gust of wind rattling the windows, adding to the eerie atmosphere. Despite the oddness of the encounter, there was a strange, almost comforting familiarity in Dobby's presence. As Dobby vanished as suddenly as he had appeared, Harry lay back down, the echoes of their encounter lingering in the quiet dormitory. The words of the house elf replayed in his mind, a puzzle waiting to be solved. The room gradually returned to its peaceful state, but the sense of mystery remained, mingling with the ambient sounds of Hogwarts and lulling Harry back into a fitful sleep filled with dreams of what was to come. The arrival at the Burrow was always something that filled Harry with a sense of warmth and belonging. As they approached the charming, mismatched house, he could see the soft glow of lights spilling out from the windows, casting a welcoming beacon in the gathering dusk. The Burrow, with its towering stories and whimsical architecture, stood as a testament to the magic and love that thrived within its walls. The moment Harry stepped inside, he was enveloped by the comforting sense of home-cooked meals and the faint aroma of freshly baked bread. The kitchen was a hive of activity, with the sounds of pots clanging and the gentle hum of conversation creating a cozy, bustling ambience. Mrs. Weasley, with a smile that could light up a room, hurried to greet them, wiping her hands on her apron before enveloping Harry in a warm hug. The living room was cluttered in the best possible way, filled with mismatched furniture, family photos, and odd magical trinkets that added to the homely atmosphere. The fireplace crackled with a merry flame, and the sound of the clock on the mantel, with its many hands pointing to various family members, added a rhythmic heartbeat to the home. The Weasley twins, Fred and George, were already up to their usual antics, their laughter filling the room as they demonstrated their latest joke shop creations. Ginny sat at the kitchen table, engrossed in a letter, but looked up with a bright smile when Harry entered. Upstairs, the faint sound of Ron grumbling as he wrestled with an old sweater added to the chorus of everyday life. The Burrow was alive with warmth, love, and the ordinary magic of a family. As the evening grew darker, the family gathered around the dinner table, the spread before them a feast of hearty dishes and delectable desserts. The air was filled with the sound of clinking cutlery, cheerful chatter, and the occasional squabble over the last piece of pie. Harry felt a deep sense of contentment as he sat there, surrounded by the people he considered his second family. In this house, with its comforting disarray and bustling energy, he felt truly at home. The Burrow was more than just a house. It was a sanctuary of love and warmth that wrapped around him like a cozy blanket, offering refuge from the outside world. As the night wore on, the household slowly quieted, the sounds of laughter and conversation fading into the gentle murmur of a home at peace. Harry climbed the stairs to the room he shared with Ron, the wooden steps creaking softly underfoot. As he settled into bed, he felt a profound sense of gratitude for the Weasley family and the sanctuary they had created. The house, with its comforting ambience and the love that filled every corner, lulled him into a deep, restful sleep, ready to face whatever adventures the next day would bring. The journey to Diagon Alley is a magical experience that awakens the senses and fills the heart with wonder. As Harry stepped into the leaky cauldron, the bustling pub in London, the atmosphere was immediately vibrant with the chatter of witches and wizards. The scent of butterbeer and the sound of clinking glasses filled the air, creating a warm, inviting ambience. Behind the bar, the brick walls seemed as solid as ever, until Hagrid tapped the right bricks in a peculiar sequence. With a low rumble, the wall began to part, revealing the entrance to Diagon Alley. Stepping through the archway, Harry was greeted by a dazzling array of sights and sounds. The narrow cobblestone street was lined with colorful shop fronts, each one brimming with magical wares. The air was alive with the sounds of excited chatter, the rustle of robes, and the occasional whoosh of a broomstick passing overhead. Harry's eyes widened as he took in the displays of potion ingredients, enchanted quills, and spellbooks, each shop window a treasure trove of possibilities. The aroma of freshly baked pumpkin pasties wafted through the air, mingling with the scent of parchment and ink. As they walked, the crowd's lively hum blended with the musical notes from a nearby street performer, adding to the enchanting atmosphere. The shops themselves were a marvel to behold. Ollivander's, the famous wand shop, stood tall with its ancient, weathered facade, while the windows of Flourish and Blots were filled with stacks of spellbooks reaching towards the ceiling. Madame Malkin's robes for all occasions displayed the latest in wizarding fashion, the mannequins twirling to showcase elegant robes. Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, with its vibrant colors and whimsical products, drew the attention of every passerby with its playful charm. Inside, the shelves were filled with joke items, each one promising a bit of light-hearted mischief. Gringotts, the Wizarding Bank, loomed at the end of the alley, its white marble steps gleaming in the sunlight. Goblins, with their sharp features and shrewd expressions, bustled about, their voices adding a unique tenor to the soundscape. Harry marveled at the grandeur of the bank, the clinking of coins, and the whispers of secret transactions echoing from within. The experience of exploring Diagon Alley was a sensory delight, each moment infused with the magic that made the wizarding world so unique. Harry's heart swelled with excitement and anticipation as he wandered through the alley, absorbing every detail. The vibrancy of Diagon Alley, with its lively sounds and vivid sights, was a testament to the magical world that lay hidden beyond the reach of the ordinary. It was a place where dreams and reality intertwined, and where Harry, along with every other witch and wizard, could feel the true essence of magic. Back to school, Harry's return to Hogwarts was nothing short of magical. As the Hogwarts Express pulled into Hogsmeade Station, the sight of the castle in the distance filled him with a sense of awe and excitement. The majestic towers and turrets of Hogwarts stood proudly against the backdrop of the setting sun, bathed in a golden glow that made them look almost otherworldly. The air was crisp and fresh, carrying with it the faint scent of pine from the surrounding forest. Students bustled about on the platform, their laughter and chatter blending into a soothing symphony of sound. The warm glow of the lanterns bobbing in the students' hands added a touch of enchantment to the scene, casting a gentle light on the familiar faces and the new ones alike. As Harry stepped off the train, a wave of nostalgia washed over him. The hustle and bustle of the students, each excitedly discussing their summer adventures, created an atmosphere that was both energetic and comforting. The friendly shouts of Hagrid welcoming the first years echoed across the platform, his towering figure a reassuring sight amidst the crowd. The carriages drawn by the Thestrals awaited them, their eerie yet calming presence a reminder of the mysteries of the magical world. As Harry climbed into one of the carriages with Ron, Hermione, and Ginny, he felt a sense of peace settle over him. The gentle rocking of the carriage and the rhythmic clopping of the Thestrals' hooves on the cobblestones were almost hypnotic, lulling him into a state of tranquil anticipation. The journey to the castle was filled with soft murmurs of conversation, the excitement of returning tempered by the serene beauty of the twilight. The castle loomed larger with each passing moment, its windows glowing warmly like a beacon inviting them home. The sight of the great hall, with its enchanted ceiling reflecting the starry night sky, was breathtaking. The long tables, laden with gleaming goblets and golden plates, awaited the students. The sorting ceremony was about to begin, and the buzz of excitement was palpable. Harry found his place at the Gryffindor table, the familiar faces of his friends and fellow students surrounding him. The air was thick with anticipation, yet there was a calmness to the scene, a sense of belonging that wrapped around him like a warm cloak. As the new students were sorted into their houses, the room filled with cheers and applause, each sound adding to the mosaic of Hogwarts' vibrant life. The feast that followed was a delightful array of flavors and aromas, each dish a testament to the school's magic and hospitality. The comforting hum of conversation and the clinking of cutlery created a cozy, inviting atmosphere. Harry felt a profound sense of contentment as he looked around at the happy, familiar faces. Hogwarts was not just a school, it was a home, a sanctuary where magic and friendship intertwined to create a world of endless possibilities. As the night drew to a close and the students made their way to their dormitories, the castle seemed to hum with a gentle, welcoming energy. The soft glow of torches lit the corridors, casting flickering shadows that danced on the ancient stone walls. The portraits, with their animated inhabitants, whispered their greetings, adding to the charm of the evening. Back in the Gryffindor common room, the fire crackled merrily in the hearth, casting a warm light that filled the room with a comforting glow. Harry settled into his favorite armchair, surrounded by his friends. The room was alive with the soft sounds of laughter and the murmur of voices, each one a thread in the rich tapestry of Hogwarts life. The familiar sensation of being exactly where he belonged washed over him, bringing with it a deep sense of peace and gratitude. As Harry climbed the stairs to his dormitory, the warmth and tranquility of the night wrapped around him like a blanket. He knew that whatever challenges and adventures lay ahead, he was ready to face them. In the heart of Hogwarts, amidst the magic and camaraderie, Harry felt truly at home, ready to begin another year filled with wonder and discovery. The opening feast, the Great Hall, was a marvel of enchantment, its ceiling an exact replica of the night sky above, twinkling stars and wisps of cloud casting an ethereal glow. The long tables were laden with an array of delicious foods, each dish more tantalizing than the last. Platters of roasted meats, steaming vegetables, and golden potatoes beckoned, while bowls of rich, creamy soups sent up spirals of inviting aroma. The scent of freshly baked bread and the sweetness of pumpkin juice hung lightly in the air, creating an atmosphere of comfort and abundance. The sound of friendly chatter filled the hall, a soothing symphony of voices blending harmoniously. Laughter bubbled up from different corners of the room, a gentle reminder of the camaraderie and joy that Hogwarts fostered. The clinking of goblets and the soft clatter of silverware added a rhythm to the evening, each sound a note in the melody of the feast. Sitting at the Gryffindor table, Harry felt surrounded by the warmth and familiarity of friends and fellow students. Ron's eyes sparkled with excitement as he reached for a drumstick, while Hermione engaged in a lively discussion about their upcoming classes. Across the table, Neville's shy smile and Ginny's bright laughter painted a picture of contentment and belonging. The house elves had outdone themselves with the menu. Delicate pastries filled with fruit and cream, treacle tarts, and piles of chocolate eclairs promised a sweet conclusion to the meal. The scent of spiced cider mingled with the warmth of the room, adding a festive note to the gathering. As Professor Dumbledore stood to address the students, a hush fell over the hall, the only sounds being the crackling of the enchanted torches and the faint rustle of robes. His kindly eyes twinkled as he welcomed everyone back, his words filled with hope and encouragement for the year ahead. When the feast resumed, the hall buzzed with renewed energy. Conversations drifted like a gentle breeze, wrapping everyone in a sense of community and shared anticipation. The magic of the evening was palpable, every detail contributing to the serene, welcoming atmosphere. Harry savored every moment, the tastes, the sounds, and the sights blending into a perfect tapestry of Hogwarts charm. Each bite of food, each cheerful exchange, added to the feeling of being part of something truly special. As the feast drew to a close and the students began to make their way back to their dormitories, the great hall remained a beacon of light and warmth, its magic lingering in the air. The gentle rustling of cloaks, the soft murmurs of good night, and the distant hooting of an owl created a lullaby of sounds that shepherded Harry and his friends into the peaceful embrace of another Hogwarts night. The whispering walls were the first hint of the strange events that would soon unfold. As Harry walked the corridors of Hogwarts, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. One evening, as he made his way back to Gryffindor Tower, he heard a faint, eerie whisper. It seemed to come from the very walls themselves, a soft hissing sound that sent a shiver down his spine. The castle, which had always felt like a second home, now seemed to hold secrets it was reluctant to reveal. Harry paused, straining to catch the voices, but they faded into the ambient silence of the night. The whispers seemed to follow him, growing slightly louder and more insistent each time he walked alone. One particular night, as he studied in the quiet of the library, the whispers grew almost tangible. He glanced around, but there were only the ancient books and the flickering light of the lamps. The whispers seemed to weave through the air, merging with the rustling of the pages and the distant hoot of an owl outside. Harry tried to focus on his homework, but the whispering gnawed at his concentration, like a half-remembered dream just out of reach. He could almost make out words, though their meaning eluded him. There was something both unsettling and oddly soothing about the whispers, as if the castle itself was trying to communicate a forgotten secret. The ancient stones of Hogwarts, worn smooth by centuries of magic, seemed to hum with a life of their own, the whispers a constant, enigmatic presence. One particularly quiet evening, Harry and his friends were making their way back from the common room. The whispers seemed louder, more urgent, as if they were drawing closer to an unseen truth. They paused, listening intently. The sound was like a faint breeze, rustling through the leaves, carrying with it a sense of foreboding. Yet there was something almost familiar about it, as if the castle's voice was a distant echo from Harry's past. The whispers led them down winding corridors and through forgotten passages. The castle's labyrinthine layout becoming a puzzle to be solved. Harry felt a strange sense of connection to the whispered voices, as if they were guiding him towards an answer. The walls seemed to pulse with energy, each whisper a thread in the tapestry of Hogwarts history. The soft patter of their footsteps echoed along the stone floors, blending with the whispers to create a symphony of sound that was both eerie and mesmerizing. As they ventured deeper into the castle, the whispers grew clearer, each hiss and murmur a tantalizing clue. Harry felt a mixture of excitement and trepidation, the familiar surroundings of Hogwarts now transformed into a place of mystery and discovery. The whispers were a constant companion, their presence both unsettling and strangely comforting. Harry knew that within these walls, a great secret was waiting to be uncovered, and he was determined to unravel the mystery. The journey through the whispering walls was a mesmerizing blend of the known and the unknown, a testament to the magic that permeated every corner of Hogwarts. The whispers, gentle yet insistent, guided Harry towards a deeper understanding of the castle and the secrets it held. As he listened, he felt a sense of peace and anticipation, ready to uncover the mysteries that awaited him within the ancient walls of Hogwarts. The first clues began to emerge in unexpected ways, each discovery tinged with an air of mystery and calm anticipation. One afternoon, while Harry was wandering the quiet corridors of Hogwarts, he stumbled upon something unusual, a message scrawled on the wall in a deep crimson ink. It read, "The Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Enemies of the air, beware." The letters seemed to almost shimmer in the dim light, casting eerie reflections that danced along the stone surface. Harry felt a chill run down his spine, but the tranquility of the empty hallway helped to temper his unease. He knew this was the beginning of something significant, a puzzle he was destined to solve. As the days passed, more peculiar incidents came to light. Students whispered among themselves about the strange occurrences, their voices a low hum that blended with the ambient sounds of the castle. One evening, while studying in the library, Harry came across an ancient book, its pages yellowed with age. The faint scent of old parchment filled the air, adding to the atmosphere of quiet discovery. This book held a passage that spoke of a hidden chamber within Hogwarts, a legend passed down through generations. The gentle rustle of turning pages was like a soothing background melody, inviting Harry to delve deeper into the mystery. The book hinted at a secret kept for centuries, its words both enlightening and enigmatic. In the days that followed, Harry, Ron, and Hermione found themselves piecing together these clues, their friendship a steady anchor in the growing enigma. The trio spent hours in the common room, their heads bent over ancient texts and scrolls, the soft glow of the fire casting warm shadows around them. Their conversations were a blend of curiosity and determination, each new piece of information adding to the tapestry of their quest. The crackling of the fire and the soft murmur of their voices created a cocoon of calm as they unraveled the secrets of the chamber. One particularly quiet night, Harry found himself in Moaning Myrtle's bathroom, a place often overlooked by the other students. The ghostly figure of Myrtle added an ethereal quality to the scene, her mournful wails echoing softly off the tiled walls. As Harry examined the sinks, he noticed a small snake-shaped engraving that seemed out of place. The discovery, though small, was a significant clue in their quest. Myrtle's presence, while odd, provided a strange sense of comfort, her ghostly form a reminder of the many layers of the castle's history. The whispers of the castle, combined with these newfound clues, painted a picture of intrigue and suspense. Yet, amid the unfolding mystery, there was a sense of calm purpose. Each discovery brought them closer to the truth, their journey through the ancient halls of Hogwarts, a blend of wonder and quiet determination. The soft footfalls on the stone floors and the distant sounds of the castle at night created an atmosphere of serene anticipation. Harry knew that this was just the beginning, that the Chamber of Secrets held more secrets waiting to be uncovered, each one calling to him like a gentle, insistent whisper in the dark. Discovering the writing on the wall, the atmosphere at Hogwarts was charged with an undercurrent of tension as Harry, Ron, and Hermione made their way through the dimly lit corridors. The evening was quiet, with only the occasional flicker of torchlight breaking the shadows that clung to the ancient stone walls. The castle's usual whispers seemed to have taken on a darker tone, each echo carrying a hint of something foreboding. As they turned a corner, they came to an abrupt halt. There, on the cold gray stone wall, was a message written in deep crimson ink. The words glistened in the faint light, almost as if they were alive. The Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Enemies of the air, beware. The letters dripped ominously, casting eerie reflections on the polished floor below. The stillness of the corridor seemed to amplify the gravity of the message, each word hanging heavily in the air. The scent of damp stone and the faint trace of old magic mingled around them, creating an almost tangible sense of unease. Harry's heart pounded in his chest, but he kept his expression calm, mirroring the steadying presence of his friends beside him. They exchanged glances, each understanding the gravity of the moment without needing to speak. The corridor, usually bustling with students, was eerily deserted, the silence only broken by the distant sound of a dripping tap. The shadows seemed to grow longer, the castle itself appearing to hold its breath in anticipation. Hermione, ever the voice of reason, stepped closer to examine the writing. Her eyes narrowed in concentration, scanning each line for hidden meanings or clues. Ron, standing back slightly, looked around nervously, his gaze darting to the darkened corners as if expecting something sinister to emerge. Despite the tension, there was a sense of unity and calm among the trio. They knew they were standing at the edge of something monumental, yet the familiar presence of each other provided a grounding strength. The oppressive quiet added to the weight of the moment, making each breath seem louder, each heartbeat more pronounced. Harry took a step forward, his curiosity battling with a sense of caution. The message, though threatening, called to him, urging him to uncover its meaning. He ran his hand gently over the rough stone, feeling the cool surface beneath his fingertips. The writing seemed to pulse with a life of its own, the crimson ink stark against the gray wall. The castle around them felt alive, humming with an ancient energy, as if it were aware of the secrets it held within. The sense of foreboding was tempered by a calm determination. They had faced dangers before, and each time they had come through stronger and more united. As they stood before the ominous message, the silence enveloping them like a shroud, there was an unspoken resolve. The tension in the air was palpable, but it was also a driving force, pushing them to seek out the truth. The castle held many secrets, and this was just one more puzzle to be solved. With a final, lingering glance at the writing, they turned to leave, their footsteps echoing softly in the stillness of the corridor. The message on the wall was a warning, a challenge, and an invitation to uncover the hidden depths of Hogwarts. And as they walked away, the darkness seemed to watch, whispering its secrets into the night, ever waiting for those brave enough to listen. The haunted memories began to unravel the moment Harry discovered Tom Riddle's diary. It was an ordinary-looking book, black and unassuming, but as soon as he opened it, he felt an inexplicable connection. The pages were blank, but as Harry dipped his quill and began to write, the ink seemed to vanish, only to be replaced by words appearing as if by magic. Tom Riddle introduced himself through these written conversations, and a strange, almost hypnotic pull drew Harry deeper into the diary's secrets. The first time Harry was pulled into a memory, it felt like being swept away by a gentle yet unyielding current. The world around him dissolved into a swirl of colors and sounds, and when the scene settled, he found himself standing in a dimly lit room, the air thick with an eerie calm. He was no longer in the present, but in a memory from 50 years ago. The room, filled with shadowy corners and flickering candlelight, had an old, haunting quality to it. As Harry watched, he saw a younger version of Tom Riddle, tall and dark-haired, his presence commanding and unsettling. The atmosphere was heavy with tension, each flicker of the candle casting long, dancing shadows that seemed to whisper secrets of their own. The walls of the room, lined with shelves of ancient books and dusty portraits, appeared to close in, creating a sense of confinement. The silence was almost oppressive, broken only by the soft, measured tones of Riddle's voice as he spoke with the headmaster, Professor Dippet. The conversation revealed a request from Riddle to stay at Hogwarts over the summer, citing a troubled home life. The headmaster's response, though gentle, was firm, denying the request. The disappointment in Riddle's eyes was palpable, and Harry could feel the undercurrents of frustration and anger that seethed beneath his calm exterior. The scene shifted, and Harry found himself in a different part of the castle, the atmosphere even more charged with suspense. It was late at night, and the corridors of Hogwarts were cloaked in darkness. The castle, usually teeming with life, was silent and still, the only sound the distant, echoing footsteps of young Tom Riddle. The air was thick with anticipation, each step reverberating through the empty halls like a heartbeat. Riddle moved with purpose, his expression one of cold determination. Harry followed, feeling like a ghost in this memory, unseen and unheard but intensely aware of every detail. They reached a hidden alcove where a girl lay unconscious on the floor. Her face was pale, and the scene was devoid of the usual warmth and safety associated with Hogwarts. The air grew colder, the shadows deeper as Tom stood over her, his gaze calculating and detached. The memory then shifted to Hagrid, younger and more rugged, being confronted by Riddle. The tension between them was tangible, the air crackling with unspoken accusations. Harry felt the weight of Riddle's manipulative prowess as he twisted the situation to his advantage, framing Hagrid for the opening of the Chamber of Secrets. The sense of betrayal and injustice hung heavily in the air, adding to the haunting quality of the memory. The ambient sounds of the castle, usually comforting, now seemed ominous and foreboding, each creak and rustle amplified in the stillness. As Harry was drawn out of the memory, the transition was just as seamless, the world of Tom Riddle dissolving into the familiar surroundings of his dormitory once more. The echoes of the past lingered in his mind, each memory vivid and unsettling. The diary, with its dark history and the malevolent presence of Riddle, had cast a shadow over Harry's thoughts. The ambient sounds of Hogwarts, once a lullaby of comfort, now carried an undercurrent of unease. The gentle rustling of leaves outside, the distant hoot of an owl, and the creaking of the castle's ancient timbers were now reminders of the hidden darkness that lay within its walls. This new knowledge weighed heavily on Harry. The sense of calm he once felt now tinged with an awareness of the malevolence that had once lurked within Hogwarts. The eerie encounters with the creature in the pipes began subtly at first, with faint, unidentifiable sounds that seemed to echo through the ancient plumbing of Hogwarts. Harry first noticed it late one night as he laid awake in bed, the peaceful silence of the dormitory broken by a distant, peculiar gurgling noise. It was a low, haunting sound that resonated through the walls, like an ethereal whisper carried by the pipes. The noise was unsettling yet strangely hypnotic, calling to Harry in the quiet darkness. Each night, the sounds grew more pronounced, taking on a distinct, almost living quality. There were soft hisses, like a breath being drawn through the narrow confines of the pipes, mingling with the occasional clink and clatter of something moving within. These auditory hints painted a picture of something ancient and restless lurking just out of sight. The castle, usually a sanctuary of learned calm, seemed to amplify these sounds, the stone walls and hollow pipes creating an eerie symphony that echoed in the dead of night. One evening, as Harry walked the dimly lit corridors of Hogwarts, the sounds became impossible to ignore. The hissing was louder now, more insistent, like a creature whispering secrets through the plumbing. Each step he took seemed to draw him closer to the source, the echoes of the noise weaving through the hallways like a sinister thread. The air was heavy with tension, each breath Harry took laden with the anticipation of an imminent discovery. He paused at a junction, the hissing now a constant companion, filling the silence with its sinister melody. The walls themselves seemed to pulse with the sound, the ancient stones absorbing and amplifying the whispers within. As Harry pressed his ear against one of the cold, damp walls, the sound became almost overwhelming, a cacophony of sibilant whispers and slithering movements that sent chills down his spine. The atmosphere was charged with an unspoken dread, the familiar surroundings of the castle now cloaked in an aura of unease. On another quiet night, Harry, Ron, and Hermione gathered in the common room, their faces illuminated by the flickering firelight. The hissing sounds had been the topic of many hushed conversations, each one tinged with a mix of fear and curiosity. The trio decided to follow the noises, hoping to uncover the source of the unsettling encounters. Armed with only their wits and a few hastily grabbed wands, they ventured into the belly of the castle, their footsteps echoing softly in the empty corridors. The deeper they went, the more pronounced the sounds became, a relentless chorus of hisses and clicks that seemed to guide them towards an unknown destination. The walls felt alive with the noise, each pipe and stone a conduit for the creature's spine-tingling presence. As they descended into the lower levels of Hogwarts, the air grew colder, the shadows deeper. The faint light from their wands cast eerie patterns on the walls, adding to the surreal and foreboding atmosphere. The hissing was now accompanied by a low, almost imperceptible growl, like the distant rumble of thunder. Each sound seemed to vibrate through their bones, a visceral reminder of the unseen danger lurking just beyond their sight. The tension was palpable, each creak of the floorboards, each whisper of the wind, a reminder of the creature lying in wait. The trio moved cautiously, their hearts pounding in their chests, the eerie sounds growing louder with each step. The pipes above and below them seemed to hum with anticipation, the hissing now a constant, unrelenting presence. The atmosphere was thick with fear, each breath a struggle against the suffocating dread that permeated the air. As they rounded a corner, the sound reached a crescendo, an almost deafening hiss that reverberated through the very structure of the castle. The pipes rattled and clanked as if the creature was right there, just out of sight, teasing them with its proximity. The air was electric with tension, the stillness of the corridor broken only by the relentless noise. The creature in the pipes was more than just a sound. It was a presence, a malevolent force that seemed to embody the very walls of Hogwarts. The eerie encounters left a lasting impression on Harry and his friends, a constant reminder of the hidden dangers that lay within the ancient castle. The hissing, the whispers, and the unidentifiable movements became a part of the ambient life of Hogwarts, each sound a testament to the creature's elusive existence. And as they returned to their dormitory, the echoes of the night's encounter stayed with them, a haunting lullaby that wove itself into the fabric of their dreams. Consulting Hermione was always an experience filled with calm assurance and thoughtful insight. One evening, Harry and Ron made their way to the cozy corner of the Gryffindor common room where Hermione sat, a stack of books surrounding her like loyal sentinels. The fire in the hearth crackled softly, casting a warm, flickering glow that enveloped the room in a comforting light. The gentle hum of conversations from other students created a soothing backdrop, blending seamlessly with the occasional crackle of the logs. Hermione looked up from her reading and smiled, her eyes twinkling with both intelligence and empathy. As Harry and Ron settled into the plush armchairs beside her, the atmosphere became one of supportive collaboration. The faint rustle of turning pages and the soft clinking of a teacup on its saucer added to the peaceful ambience. Hermione began to speak, her voice steady and reassuring. She outlined her thoughts on the mystery of the Chamber of Secrets, offering theories grounded in careful research and logical reasoning. The cadence of her voice was calming, each word chosen with care, making the complex subject matter feel more approachable. Harry and Ron listened intently, their own anxieties easing as they absorbed her insights. The soft ticking of the grandfather clock in the corner punctuated the conversation, a gentle reminder of the passage of time, but also of the safety and warmth of their shared space. As the trio delved deeper into their discussion, Hermione's calm demeanor acted as an anchor, grounding their thoughts and guiding them towards clearer understanding. Her methodical approach to solving the mystery provided a sense of structure and direction, alleviating some of the uncertainty that had been weighing on them. The background noise of the common room, with its familiar blend of laughter and low chatter, created a cocoon of comfort around them. Hermione's logical explanations were interspersed with moments of silence as they each pondered the information. The silence was not unsettling, but rather filled with the quiet hum of companionship and mutual support. The fire's warmth radiated, and the shadows it cast danced softly on the walls, adding to the serene atmosphere. Hermione retrieved an old, weathered book from the stack beside her, its pages yellowed and edges worn. She turned the pages carefully, the sound of paper brushing against paper adding a tactile element to the conversation. She read aloud a passage about the legendary chamber, her voice weaving the story into the very fabric of their surroundings. Harry and Ron leaned in, their curiosity piqued, the story coming to life through Hermione's measured tones. The trio's discussion continued, each contributing their thoughts and observations. Hermione's ability to remain calm and collected, paired with her extensive knowledge, created a safe space for Harry and Ron to express their fears and hopes. The supportive background sounds of the common room amplified this sense of security, each familiar noise a reminder that they were not alone in their quest. The evening wore on, the fire in the hearth burning steadily, its light creating a cozy environment that wrapped around them like a warm blanket. The Gryffindor common room, with its ambient sounds and comforting presence, became a haven where ideas could be explored and solutions could be found. As their discussion drew to a close, a sense of clarity and purpose settled over the trio. Hermione's unwavering support and calm guidance had not only helped to untangle the web of the mystery, but had also strengthened the bond between them. The echoes of their conversation lingered in the room, blending with the ambient sounds to create a harmonious lullaby that promised a night of peaceful rest. Harry felt a renewed sense of determination, comforted by the knowledge that with friends like Hermione and Ron by his side, any challenge could be met and overcome. The soothing ambience of the common room, filled with the sounds of friendship and warmth, lulled them into a state of calm readiness for whatever lay ahead. The journey into the Forbidden Forest is a venture into a world where nature's mysteries blend with an eerie, almost sentient ambience. As Harry, Ron, and Hermione approached the edge of the forest, the air grew cooler, tinged with the earthy scent of damp leaves and moss. The soft rustling of the trees whispered secrets, their branches swaying gently in the night's breeze. Entering the forest, the path beneath their feet transitioned from the smooth, well-trodden grounds of Hogwarts to a carpet of leaves and twigs that crackled softly with every step. The canopy above them was dense, barely allowing slivers of moonlight to pierce through, casting a web of shadows that danced eerily across the forest floor. The deeper they ventured, the more the sounds of nature enveloped them. The hoot of an owl echoed from above, its call a haunting melody that blended with the distant rustle of unseen creatures moving through the underbrush. Each step brought new sounds, the soft chirping of crickets, the gentle croak of frogs, and the occasional snap of a twig, hinting at larger animals lurking nearby. The forest was alive with an almost rhythmic symphony, every noise contributing to the atmosphere of enigmatic stillness. The scent of pine and the subtle hint of wildflowers filled the air, mingling with the damp, musty aroma of decaying foliage. The thick trunks of ancient trees stood like silent sentinels, their gnarled roots weaving intricate patterns across the ground. As the trio moved cautiously, the soundscape shifted, with the distant babble of a stream adding a calming yet mysterious note to the ambient noise. The forest seemed to hum with an energy of its own, each sound a reminder of the life teeming within, unseen but ever present. The occasional call of a nocturnal bird and the rustling leaves created a serene yet spine-tingling atmosphere, imbued with the unknown potential of the forest's hidden depths. Harry could feel the presence of the forest around them, a vast, ancient entity watching over their every move. The path became less defined, the undergrowth thicker, as they navigated deeper into the heart of the forest. The whispers of the trees grew louder, the rustling of leaves blending with the murmurs of the wind, creating a soundscape that was as mesmerizing as it was unsettling. The deeper shadows and the dim light seemed to play tricks on their eyes, making shapes and figures appear and disappear in the periphery of their vision. As they reached a small clearing, the ambient noise shifted once more. The rustling branches gave way to a deeper silence, punctuated only by the occasional drip of moisture from leaves and the distant low growl of some far-off creature. The stillness was almost palpable, a heavy blanket of quiet that seemed to wrap around them, amplifying every sound they made. The journey into the Forbidden Forest was more than a physical trek. It was an immersion into a world where the boundaries between the natural and the magical blurred. The ambient sounds, the scents, and the fluctuating light created an atmosphere that was both enchanting and unnerving. Every step taken, every rustle heard, was a reminder of the forest's ancient secrets and the mysteries waiting to be discovered. The trio moved forward, guided by the soundscape that enveloped them, each moment a blend of suspense and fascination, as the Forbidden Forest revealed itself in whispers and shadows. The journey through the Forbidden Forest led Harry, Ron, and Hermione deeper into its heart, where the trees grew even taller and the forest floor was thick with underbrush. The air became cooler, carrying a faint, earthy aroma mixed with the scent of decaying leaves. As they moved, the only sounds were the soft rustling of leaves underfoot and the distant calls of nocturnal creatures, creating an atmosphere both eerie and tranquil. Eventually, they found themselves in a large clearing where the moonlight barely pierced through the thick canopy above. The clearing was dominated by an enormous, ancient tree, its gnarled roots twisting and turning like ancient serpents. The air was heavy with anticipation, each breath a blend of calm and suspense. As they approached the tree, the silence was broken by the faint sound of scuttling. It was a soft, almost rhythmic noise, like the gentle patter of rain on a window pane. The sound grew louder, and soon Harry noticed countless tiny eyes gleaming in the shadows, reflecting the faint light. The atmosphere was thick with an almost palpable tension, yet there was an underlying calm that seemed to wrap around them like a comforting blanket. The scuttling grew louder, and the shadows seemed to move, taking shape. Emerging from the darkness was Aragog, the enormous acromantula. His many eyes glistened like dark jewels, and his immense body moved with a slow, deliberate grace. Despite his intimidating size, there was something almost soothing about the way he moved, his legs making a soft, whispering sound against the forest floor. Harry, Ron, and Hermione stood frozen, a mix of fear and awe coursing through them. Aragog's voice, when he spoke, was a low, rumbling sound like distant thunder. Yet it had a surprisingly gentle cadence, each word deliberate and measured. "Who dares to enter my domain?" Aragog's voice resonated through the clearing, carrying both authority and a strange, calming quality. Harry stepped forward, his heart pounding but his voice steady as he explained their presence. As he spoke, the forest seemed to hold its breath, the ambient sounds fading into a serene background hum. Aragog listened intently, his immense form still as a statue, the only movement the occasional twitch of his legs. Despite the danger, Harry felt a curious sense of calm, as if the forest itself was providing a cocoon of tranquility amidst the suspense. As Aragog recounted the history of the Chamber of Secrets, his deep voice wove a tale that was both chilling and strangely soothing. The ancient spider's words seemed to blend with the ambient sounds of the forest, the distant hoot of an owl, the gentle rustle of the leaves, and the soft hum of the night. Each detail of his story added to the atmosphere, painting a vivid picture of past events. The suspense was tangible, yet it was tempered by the calming presence of the forest, the interplay of light and shadow creating a mesmerizing backdrop. As the conversation with Aragog drew to a close, the trio felt a mix of relief and awe. The giant spider's parting words resonated in the stillness of the clearing, a final note in the symphony of the night. The rustling of thousands of tiny legs faded into the background as Aragog and his brood retreated into the darkness. The eerie yet soothing atmosphere of the forest remained, wrapping around Harry, Ron, and Hermione like a protective shroud. They turned to leave, their steps light and measured, the forest's ambient noise guiding them back. The journey back through the forbidden forest was a blend of suspense and calm, each footfall accompanied by the soft whispers of the trees and the distant calls of night creatures. The path seemed to unfold before them, the ambient sounds of the forest creating a serene melody that soothed their nerves. Each step took them further from the eerie encounter, yet the tranquility of the forest remained, a reminder of the ancient, mysterious world they had just glimpsed. Discovering the truth, as Harry, Ron, and Hermione pieced together the final clues, the atmosphere was a blend of tension and determination. The air in the castle felt charged, each step they took echoing softly along the ancient stone corridors. The ambient whispers of Hogwarts seemed to guide them, a symphony of age-old secrets waiting to be revealed. The trio found themselves standing before the entrance to Moaning Myrtle's bathroom, the air thick with anticipation. Inside, the flickering light from the torches cast long, dancing shadows on the walls, adding to the mystique of the moment. The gentle drip of water from the taps created a rhythmic background, almost like a tranquil heartbeat. As Harry approached the sink with the snake engraving, the tension in the air was palpable. The soft hissing of Parseltongue escaped his lips, and the sink began to move, revealing a hidden passage. The sound of grinding stone was both eerie and soothing, the opening of a door to the unknown. The trio exchanged determined glances, each of them feeling the weight of the moment, but also the calm resolve that had brought them this far. Descending into the chamber, the air grew cooler, the darkness making their breaths visible in the faint light of their wands. The sound of their footsteps on the damp stone steps echoed softly, blending with the distant, almost imperceptible hiss of the pipes. The walls of the tunnel felt alive, their ancient stones holding centuries of secrets. There was an ambient hum, like a distant murmur of the castle itself, a reminder of the magic that permeated every corner of Hogwarts. As they stepped into the Chamber of Secrets, the vastness of the space took their breath away. the air was filled with a quiet, almost sacred stillness. The soft drip of water echoed through the chamber, the gentle plip-plop adding to the atmosphere of serene anticipation. Enormous stone pillars rose from the floor, their carved serpents casting long shadows that slithered in the flickering light. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and ancient stone, grounding them in the reality of their discovery. At the far end of the chamber, the statue of Salazar Slytherin loomed large. Its presence was both imposing and calm, a silent guardian of the secrets within. Harry's heart pounded in his chest, but there was a steadying calmness to the ambient sounds around them, the faint rustle of robes, the soft murmur of their breathing, and the distant, almost imperceptible hum of the magic that filled the chamber. With steady determination, Harry approached the statue, the whispers of the past and the present blending into a harmonious lullaby. He spoke in Parseltongue, his voice a soft sibilant echo in the vast space. The statue's mouth began to open, releasing a low, rumbling groan that reverberated through the chamber, a sound both ominous and calming. As the entrance to the basilisk's lair was revealed, the trio felt a mix of fear and resolve. The soft hiss of the basilisk slithering from its lair filled the air, its presence a shadowy whisper in the darkness. The tension was almost tangible, yet there was a strange, soothing quality to the ambient sounds. The gentle dripping of water, the low hum of magic, and the rhythmic beat of their hearts. Harry stood firm, his wand steady, his voice sure as he commanded the basilisk in Parseltongue. The battle was a blur of movement and sound, yet even in the midst of chaos, there was an underlying tranquility. The ambient noise of the chamber, the soft rustling of robes, the hiss of the basilisk, and the gentle hum of magic created a soundscape that was both tense and calming. Harry's resolve, bolstered by the presence of his friends, was unshakable. As the basilisk fell, the chamber grew silent, the echoes of the battle fading into a serene stillness. The ambient sounds of the chamber returned, the soft drip of water, the faint rustle of their movements, and the gentle hum of magic. The tension that had filled the air dissipated, replaced by a calm sense of accomplishment. The mystery of the Chamber of Secrets had been unraveled, the truth revealed in a blend of suspense and serene storytelling. As they made their way back through the tunnel, the ambient sounds of Hogwarts enveloped them once more, a comforting reminder that despite the challenges, they were home. The descent into the Chamber of Secrets was a journey into the unknown, filled with a mix of chilling tension and serene calm. As Harry, Ron, and Hermione entered the hidden passage behind the sink, the cool air from below brushed against their faces, carrying with it the scent of damp stone and ancient secrets. Each step down the spiral staircase echoed softly, a rhythmic beat that blended with the faint, almost imperceptible hum of distant magic. The walls of the tunnel were slick with moisture, the stones cold to the touch, their surfaces worn smooth by centuries of hidden whispers and guarded mysteries. With each step, the darkness deepened, the light from their wands casting elongated shadows that danced on the walls, creating a tableau of eerie beauty. The soft glow illuminated the path just enough to guide their way, the gentle clinking of their footsteps on the stone steps adding to the ambient soundscape. The air grew cooler, the silence more profound, interrupted only by the occasional drip of water from unseen crevices, each drop echoing like a distant heartbeat. As they descended further, the ambient sounds of the castle above faded, replaced by the quiet, almost reverent stillness of the underground passage. The tunnels seemed to stretch on interminably, the twists and turns creating a labyrinth that tested their resolve. Yet amidst the chilling atmosphere, there was a strange sense of calm, a tranquility that wrapped around them like a protective cloak. The scent of earth and stone mingled with the faint metallic tang of the air, grounding them in the reality of their surroundings. The deeper they went, the more the tunnels seemed to hum with an ancient, almost sentient energy. The whispers of the past seemed to brush against their ears, each sound a fragment of the chamber's long-forgotten history. The soft hiss of air through the narrow passageways, the faint rustling of unseen creatures, and the distant melodic drip of water created a symphony of sound that was both eerie and comforting. At last they reached the bottom of the staircase, stepping into a narrow corridor that led to the heart of the chamber. The walls were adorned with intricate carvings of serpents, their eyes glinting in the dim light, giving the impression that they were watching, waiting. The air was thick with anticipation, each breath a reminder of the secrets that lay ahead. The ambient sounds of the chamber, soft echoes, the rustle of their robes, the distant hum of magic blended into a harmonious lullaby that both soothed and heightened their senses. As they approached the massive stone doors that marked the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets, the atmosphere grew even more charged. The doors, carved with the image of a coiled snake, stood as silent guardians to the mysteries within. Harry took a deep breath, his hand steady as he raised his wand and spoke in Parseltongue. The words slipped from his lips like a soft hiss, the sound reverberating through the corridor. The doors responded with a low, rumbling groan, slowly parting to reveal the chamber beyond. The entrance to the chamber opened before them, a vast, cavernous space that seemed to stretch into infinity. The air was cool and still, the silence almost palpable. The soft light from their wands revealed towering stone pillars adorned with more serpentine carvings, their shadows stretching long and dark across the chamber floor. The gentle drip of water from the ceiling created a melody that echoed throughout the space, adding to the serene yet eerie ambience. As they stepped into the Chamber of Secrets, the sense of awe and anticipation was overwhelming. The ambient sounds of the chamber, the soft hum of magic, the distant drip of water, the faint rustle of movement created an atmosphere that was both haunting and calming. The journey into the heart of the chamber was a blend of suspense and tranquility, each step a testament to their courage and resolve. The secrets of the chamber awaited them, hidden in the shadows, whispered in the ambient sounds that enveloped them. The battle with the basilisk unfolded in a series of measured, suspenseful moments that seemed to stretch time itself. As the enormous serpent emerged from the shadows, its scales glistening like polished armor, the atmosphere in the Chamber of Secrets grew thick with tension. Yet amidst this tension, there was an almost serene focus, a calm clarity that guided Harry's every move. The basilisk's eyes glowed with a menacing light, but Harry kept his gaze lowered, mindful of the creature's deadly stare. The ambient sounds of the chamber, the soft drip of water, the distant echoes of their movements blended into a soothing backdrop against the high stakes of the confrontation. With a steady hand, Harry raised the sword of Gryffindor, its blade catching the faint light of their wands, gleaming with purpose. The basilisk hissed, its voice a low, rumbling threat that reverberated through the chamber, sending shivers down his spine. Yet within the hiss there was a rhythm, a pattern that Harry attuned himself to, finding a strange calm within the chaos. Each movement he made was deliberate, guided by a mix of instinct and the ambient lull of the chamber's sounds. The serpent struck with lightning speed, its massive body cutting through the air with a force that seemed to shake the very foundations of the chamber. Harry dodged the smooth stone floor, providing just enough traction for his swift movements. The sound of the basilisk's scales scraping against the ground was a constant, menacing whisper, but it was counterbalanced by the steady beat of Harry's own breathing, a reminder to stay calm and focused. The air was filled with a mix of danger and stillness, each breath a blend of suspense and serene concentration. In a fluid motion, Harry swung the sword, its sharp edge slicing through the air with a soft, almost melodic whoosh. The blade met the basilisk's flesh, a clash that resonated with a dull, reverberating thud, sending shockwaves of energy through the chamber. The serpent recoiled, its hiss morphing into a roar of pain and fury, the sound echoing off the ancient stone walls. Despite the intensity, there was a measured calm in Harry's actions, each movement precise, every step grounded in determination. As the battle continued, the ambient noise of the chamber seemed to swell and recede, like the gentle ebb and flow of a tide. The steady drip of water, the faint rustling of their movements, and the occasional low hum of magic created a soundscape that was both soothing and suspenseful. These sounds wrapped around Harry, a cocoon of calm amidst the storm of the battle. The basilisk lunged again, its jaws snapping shut with a force that could crush stone. Harry sidestepped the swift motion, guided by an inner stillness, a quiet confidence that flowed through him. In a crucial moment, Dumbledore's phoenix, swooped down from above, his brilliant plumage casting a warm, golden light across the chamber. The phoenix's song, soft and pure, filled the air with a sense of hope and calm, cutting through the tension like a soothing balm. Fawkes dropped the sorting hat into Harry's hand, and out of the hat, Harry pulled the sword of Gryffindor once more, its blade gleaming with renewed strength. The presence of the phoenix, with its serene melody, added a layer of tranquility to the charged atmosphere, bolstering Harry's resolve. With a final, decisive stroke, Harry plunged the sword into the basilisk's mouth, the blade piercing through with a clean, slicing sound. The serpent's body convulsed, its death throes a series of violent yet oddly rhythmic spasms. The sound of the sword meeting flesh, the ambient hum of magic, and the gentle song of the phoenix blended into a harmonious conclusion to the battle. The basilisk's massive form fell to the ground with a heavy, resonant thud, the echoes fading into a tranquil silence that settled over the chamber. Harry stood there, breathing heavily but steadily, the weight of the battle lifting as the ambient sounds of the chamber returned to their usual cadence. The soft dripping of water, the gentle rustle of movement, and the distant hum of magic created a peaceful soundscape that enveloped him. The battle with the basilisk was over, its suspenseful moments now a memory, interwoven with the serene calm that had guided him through. As Harry, Ron, and Hermione made their way out of the chamber, the ambient noises of Hogwarts welcomed them back, a soothing reminder of the safety and camaraderie that awaited them. Victory and healing, the air in the Chamber of Secrets was filled with a soothing stillness as the echoes of the battle began to fade. The soft drip of water and the gentle hum of magic created a calming backdrop, a reminder that the danger had passed. Harry knelt beside Ginny, her pale face illuminated by the warm light of their wands. The atmosphere was heavy with a mix of relief and quiet triumph, each breath a testament to their victory. As Fawkes the Phoenix landed beside them, his presence brought a wave of reassurance. His golden feathers shimmered in the dim light, and his soft melodic crooning filled the chamber, adding to the sense of peace. With gentle care, Fawkes' tears fell onto the basilisk's wound in Harry's arm, their healing properties working swiftly to close the gash. The warm sensation spread through Harry, a comforting balm that eased his pain and filled him with renewed strength. Turning his attention to Ginny, Harry felt a wave of compassion and determination. He lifted her gently, her small frame light in his arms. The ambient sounds of the chamber, the rhythmic drip of water, the soft whispers of magics created a serene cocoon around them, a promise of safety and healing. Fawkes' song grew stronger, its soothing notes wrapping around them like a warm embrace. Ginny stirred, her eyes fluttering open as the magical tears of the Phoenix began to work their healing magic. Her gaze met Harry's, filled with a mixture of fear and gratitude. Harry smiled, his expression one of calm assurance. "It's over, Ginny, you're safe now," he whispered, his voice steady and reassuring. The chamber, once filled with the tension of battle, now felt like a sanctuary of peace. As Ron and Hermione joined them, their faces reflected the relief and triumph that infused the air. The trio's presence, their friendship solid and unwavering, added to the warm ambience, a reminder of the strength they found in each other. Fawkes' light continued to glow softly, casting a gentle warmth over the scene. The ambient noise of the chamber, the faint hum of magic, the distant rustle of robes, and the soft murmur of their breathing blended into a harmonious lullaby of victory and healing. Ginny's color slowly returned, her strength restored by the magic around her and the unwavering support of her friends. Together, they made their way out of the Chamber of Secrets, the sounds of Hogwarts welcoming them back. The soft creak of the ancient stairs, the distant chatter of students, and the comforting rustling of their robes created a soundscape that was both familiar and soothing. Each step carried them closer to the warmth and safety of the castle above, the ambient noises a reminder of the life and camaraderie within its walls. Back in the castle, Madame Pomfrey's gentle touch and soothing words further eased their minds. The infirmary was bathed in a warm, golden light, the soft clinking of potion bottles and the quiet rustle of bedsheets adding to the serene atmosphere. Ginny lay in the bed, her eyes growing heavy with the promise of restful sleep, a smile of relief on her face. As Harry, Ron, and Hermione stood by her side, the sense of calm and triumph was palpable. The ambient sounds of the castle, the distant murmur of students, the gentle hum of magic, and the faint creaking of the ancient timbers wrapped around them, a comforting reminder that they had faced the darkness and emerged stronger. The healing process had begun, not just for Ginny, but for all of them. The victory over the basilisk and the rescue of Ginny had brought them closer, their bond of friendship and loyalty unbreakable. The soothing ambience of Hogwarts, with its familiar sounds and warm light, was a testament to the strength and resilience they carried within their hearts. Returning to normalcy at Hogwarts was a gradual yet deeply comforting process, like the gentle unfolding of dawn after a long, dark night. The days that followed the events in the Chamber of Secrets were filled with a palpable sense of relief and joy, mingling in the air like the sweet scent of blooming flowers. The castle, once shrouded in an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty, now buzzed with renewed energy, every corner alive with cheerful voices and laughter. Students could once again be seen bustling through the corridors, their faces bright with smiles as they greeted one another with hugs and excited chatter. The classrooms, which had been tense and quiet, were now filled with the familiar sounds of quills scratching on parchment, the soft murmur of incantations, and the occasional burst of laughter. Professors, too, seemed lighter, their lessons infused with a sense of joy and celebration. The Great Hall, the heart of Hogwarts, was a testament to the return of happiness. The long tables were laden with an array of delicious foods, the air filled with the mouth-watering aroma of freshly baked bread and savory dishes, the enchanted ceiling, reflecting a bright, cheerful sky, seemed to mirror the uplifted spirits of everyone below. Students and faculty alike gathered for meals, the sound of clinking cutlery and animated conversation creating a lively, festive atmosphere. As Harry sat with Ron, Hermione, and Ginny, he couldn't help but feel a deep sense of contentment. The Weasley twins were up to their usual antics, their laughter infectious as they demonstrated their latest prank. Across the table, Neville and Luna engaged in a friendly debate about magical creatures, their animated gestures adding to the vibrant scene. The ambient noise of the great hall, the soft rustle of robes, the cheerful chatter, and the occasional burst of applause was like a symphony of normalcy and joy. As the days turned into weeks, the routines of Hogwarts resumed with a newfound appreciation for the ordinary. Quidditch matches were eagerly anticipated, the roar of the crowd and the thrilling swoosh of broomsticks filling the air with excitement. The library, once a place of silent study, now hummed with quiet conversations and the rustle of turning pages, as students worked together on assignments and shared stories. Even the enchanted staircases, with their unpredictable movements, seemed to enjoy the lively footsteps and laughter of the students. Evening in the Gryffindor common room was a time of warmth and camaraderie. The fire crackled merrily in the hearth, casting a cozy glow that wrapped around everyone like a comforting blanket. The soft clinking of teacups and the gentle hum of conversation created an atmosphere of peaceful contentment. Harry, Ron, and Hermione often gathered with their friends, sharing stories, playing games, and simply enjoying each other's company. The sense of relief was tangible, each moment a celebration of the return to normalcy. Professor McGonagall's voice, now free of the worry and strain that had marked the past months, carried through the corridors with a tone of pride and satisfaction. Her lessons, though always rigorous, were now interspersed with moments of genuine laughter and encouragement. Even the usually stern Professor Snape seemed somewhat softened, his sharp remarks tempered by a subtle, if reluctant, acknowledgement of the students' bravery. The house elves, too, seemed to share in the collective joy. The kitchens were a hive of activity, the air filled with the delicious scents of festive treats and hearty meals. The house elves bustled about with a sense of purpose and pride, eager to contribute to the happiness that permeated the castle. The clinking of pots and pans, the cheerful chatter of the elves, and the occasional burst of song added to the harmonious soundscape of normalcy. As spring turned to summer, the grounds of Hogwarts blossomed with life. The lake sparkled under the bright sun, its surface a mirror of the clear blue sky. Students lounged on the grassy lawns, their laughter and playful shouts mingling with the songs of birds and the gentle rustling of leaves. Hagrid, with a beaming smile, introduced the students to a new batch of magical creatures, their curious faces a testament to the sense of wonder and discovery that had returned to Hogwarts. The castle itself seemed to bask in the collective happiness, its ancient walls echoing with the sounds of life and joy. The distant tolling of the bell marking the end of classes, the soft whisper of the wind through the corridors, and the gentle tap of footsteps on the stone floors all contributed to the serene ambience. Every sound, every moment was a reminder of the resilience and strength of the Hogwarts community. As the year drew to a close, the students prepared for the summer holidays with a sense of anticipation and gratitude. The final feast in the Great Hall was a celebration of friendship, courage, and the enduring spirit of Hogwarts. The enchanted ceiling, adorned with a sky full of twinkling stars, seemed to smile down on the assembly. The room was filled with the sound of clinking goblets, heartfelt toasts, and the joyful clatter of plates and cutlery. Harry looked around at his friends and felt a profound sense of peace. The journey through the Chamber of Secrets had tested them all, but it had also brought them closer, their bonds of friendship and loyalty stronger than ever. The return to normalcy at Hogwarts was more than a resumption of routines. It was a testament to the power of unity, resilience, and the enduring magic of the place they called home. The ambient sounds of the castle's soft whispers, cheerful laughter, and the harmonious murmur of life were a lullaby of normalcy and joy, guiding them gently into the promise of a new day. In summary, our journey through Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets has been filled with enchantment, mystery, and moments of calm triumph. From the warm embrace of the Burrow to the eerie whispers of the castle walls, each step brought us closer to uncovering the secrets hidden within Hogwarts. We witnessed the bravery of Harry, Ron, and Hermione as they faced the dark enchantments of Tom Riddle's diary, the haunting presence of the basilisk, and the chilling atmosphere of the Forbidden Forest. The serene guidance of Fawkes and the reassuring presence of their friends brought light and hope even in the darkest corners of the chamber. And finally, the triumphant return to normalcy at Hogwarts, where laughter, friendship, and the comforting sounds of the castle's everyday life wrapped around them like a warm blanket. Thank you, dear friends, for joining us on this magical journey. We hope this tale has brought you a sense of peace and wonder, soothing your mind and easing you into a restful sleep. May your dreams be filled with magic and adventure, just like the enchanting world of Harry Potter. Have a good night and sleep well.